pam, pam. Facebook.
What
What
are you
is
talking about? The
it?
impact of
Coup d'etats.
the coup in Madagascar and what else?
Yeah. Oh, Charlie, the boy has put me on the spot. Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sita Abdul Halik on the seat. The Eagle, as I'm popularly known. Yeah, I know most of you will go like, hey, where has this guy been? I have been around. Yes, just that my colleague, Mr. Otabel, Mensa Otabel, the most famous and controversial man, has occupied this seat. And in fact, I know, and I have seen it, that he gave you a very smooth flight when it comes to the space of politics. He has done so well, and he will continue to do so well. I'm just sitting in for him today because he's kind of busy doing other production work for the radio. And today, yes, our usual guest is always here, my good friend. I know most of you have missed my banter with him, Mr. Charles Mensah. And today, I also have a new fresh face. In fact, a very handsome young man. Ghanaians will call him Asala. Producer, I hope you are ready for us to fly this evening. Charles, how are you?
Thank you very much, Sita. Good evening to our listeners, and good evening to my brother here, and good evening to you, Sita. By God's grace, I'm doing well. Whilst we have life, there is hope that everything will be fine and everything will be better going forward. So, all that I can say for now is that there is light at the tunnel, at the end of the tunnel. So, I hope that everything will go on as planned.
That's nice. That's nice. Before I let I call him my baby, though he's a full-grown ass man. Okay. I just want to say that Charles is one person that has been committed to this radio, and he's always here representing his political party and country, talking about issues of political interest and issues of global interest. He's one person I know has in-depth knowledge when it comes to economics and law. Yeah, that is what I know him to be. Sometimes he just gets so emotional that he talks too much and tries to express himself, and I'm always having issues with him. He's a very good friend of mine, if people don't know. So most of the times what you see us do on radio is just part of the, I'll call it the radio culture, where when emotions go high, you try to express your opinion, and people feel that either you are being harsh and stuff like that. But it doesn't go that way, okay? Yeah, so to my baby, please, my baby, who are you?
Oh, thank you very much. My beautiful people, good evening to you. Good evening, Deutschland. Good evening. I would like to say some few words in French. I'm purely bilingual. Bonjour à tous. At any time you can always say bonjour. Vous allez bien? J'espère que tout fonctionne bien. So I want to say, in line to my brother here, that despite the wave of the stress going on, you should always tell yourself here everything will be all right. So today on this talk show, as he has rightly said, we are going to really to dive into so many topics. Great. And today I want to welcome you and say thank you for being part of this great talk show this evening. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Yes. So I hope my producer Johnny is around. I just have some few challenges, and I think he has observed that and he's working it on me. Good, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to discuss two basic topics, because I'm just sitting in for Otabel, and they have plans already, but today, since his absence, we chose to talk about two important topics that are hitting the airwaves and are topics that people are actually discussing. One has to do with the death of the opposition leader in Kenya. People call him Baba. I also call him Baba because he's one of my mentors when it comes to politics. He's somebody who has seen it all in the African terrain when it comes to politics. And he's somebody who motivates me as to that phenomenon of don't give up. Okay, don't give up. Do it to the best of your ability and just leave the rest to the Lord. Okay, this man has achieved so much when it comes to politics and has chased the seat of presidency. At least, if I'm not mistaken, I know he has contested about 4 different candidates in the Kenyan history to be a president of Kenya. It hasn't been easy for him, but God has called him, though we want him to stay. But, I always say that God's plans are always the perfect plans. Aside that, we'll be talking about military takeovers that is currently taking over the world slowly. Yeah, just some few days ago, we had news of Madagascar being taken over by military men, and the reason is always the same. The civilians or the politicians are not managing the country well. We'll dive into that one to see whether it is really true that civilians don't manage the country well. Then we'll look at the history when it comes to military takeover and the impacts these officers have created economically and politically to the progress of countries. So I will start with Charles. Charles, I always start with you, so I'm being biased because you are my friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good evening once again. Let me use the opportunity to extend my regards to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. He arrived in the country yesterday from the visit that he embarked on in China. And he had a number of bilateral talks, and we are hoping that these visits yield positive results for the country. Let me also greet all my NDC folks in Germany, as well as NDC folks across the world. Thank you very much, Sita.
Yeah.
Raila Odinga, unfortunately, we woke up, I think 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and heard about the news of his demise. It's just unfortunate that such a great personality will leave the African terrain at this crucial moment where coup d'etats are becoming rampant on the African continent. But he was one leader who pushed the agenda of equality, pushed the agenda of self-respect, and pushed the agenda of equity on the African continent. And for such a person to leave the scene at this crucial moment, I'm saying at this crucial moment because over the years we have been experiencing coup d'etats across the African continent. That is why I'm saying that he is leaving the scene at this crucial moment, because he has been advocating for democracy to strive in African continent, and such a person to leave at this stage, I think, is a very worrying situation. For that matter, I will extend my condolence to the immediate family, the wife, the children, and his political party. I'll also extend my condolence to the entire Kenyan people. Wish them they should, gather courage and go through this fortitude. I know that God is with them, and Africa as a whole has lost a gem. He was a prime minister, a former prime minister, okay, and he has also held a number of positions in Kenya. He was once a minister of energy, was once a chief, what we call the Speaker of Parliament. He has really held most of the top positions in Kenya. So he is not, or he was not an ordinary personality that Africa has lost at this moment. So I will say that his death is a blow to Africa, because he was once an AU chair, if you recall. For that matter, his demise is a great loss to the African communities. I pray and hope that the immediate family will go through this sad moments peacefully. And I also call on all Africans, and particularly Kenyans, to grant the family some sort of privacy, because this is a trying moment, and I wish this never happened.
Yeah, thank you very much, Charles, for your introductory remarks. Let me go to my baby, Raul. Yes, you've heard of the sad news in Kenya. What do you have to say about it?
Well, the loss of someone very important in a country is always leaves wounds in the hearts of the nation. So it was a great personality, and then leaving the country at this stage, maybe possibly he has left a lot of great souvenirs in the country in terms of political affairs, and and boosting the Kenyan economy. So it's really sad to hear or to see that such a great person is leaving the country. But all we can say is to extend at this moment our condolences to the Kenyans, and then should we say a tree that has been cut down, there's always a possibility, for that tree to grow. So we hope that in the nearest future, the country is going to elect, a figure, a personality that can replace such a person. So to all the Kenyans, we extend our condolences, and then we hope that God will give them the fortitude to overcome this pain, to go through this moment, this sad moment. I will always believe that there is a time for everything. Possibly this was the time for him to live for a new future, for a new hope. So we remain positive, and we know that definitely there is a great future. There is skies are open, definitely. And thank you so much, for this attention, for this great opportunity, everyone listening and paying, ears to what is really happening in Kenya today. At this stage, I will come back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Raul.
Yeah.
So I like your submissions and the fact that we all recognize the good things he has done for Africa and Kenya. And when it comes to Charles, you made mention about he ever being the leader in the AU, right? The AU summit or group as an African body. Yes, that is actually true, and he was one of the people that were outspoken when it comes to matters of Africa, that to the extent that even he had this challenge with some of the, I will now call them our pre-colonial masters or former colonial masters at the West. And that has also affected his political life so much that they felt that he was so outspoken and a bit radical and didn't subscribe to their policies. So in his quest of being president, some of them felt that, if this man becomes a president of Kenya and allowing him to operate the way he will operate, or he wished to operate, it's not going to go well with them. And Kenya being a strategic country in Africa and one of the richest, that we have in Africa, the West has so much interest in Kenya, honestly speaking. So they felt that people like him wouldn't go with their ideology. So they have been this undertone kind of against him and not wanting him to succeed with his stars. But yet again, I would say our condolence to the entire Kenyan body and also our friends that are here that we judge with. We are sorry, and we share with you in this your grieving moments. Yes, but
let me add a few things. What you said, I totally agree with you with this Western countries not agreeing to African leaders who know their rights and who always want to stand for the right things in African countries. They always try as much as possible to use our own people to, cut short the dreams of such fantastic African men who are seeking to put Africa on the right pedestal. So I am not surprised Raila Odinga suffered the same fate as the former Burkinabe president, by the military man, Thomas Sankara, and others suffered this kind of bring him down or pull him down syndrome from the whites or the Western world, which made him not to succeed in his quest to becoming a president of the Kenya Republic. So I will urge all Africa countries, all Africa leaders to stand up to their rights, stand up to the rights of Africans, and ensure that Africans get their right place on the League of Nations. Because if you look at Africa as a continent, it is a continent that has most of the natural resources that feed almost all the industries in Europe and the Asia continent.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we have been belittled to the extent that we feel that we are being treated as second-class citizens or second-class people in this world, which I think is high time our leaders stand on their feet and defeat that notion, because there are a lot that Africa can bring on board, and Africans should not be seen as a place where only charity and alms giving are what we deserve. No, we deserve proper partnership and not alms giving and this kind of donation aids. Africa as a continent, we can do. We have the youthful population and we have the resources. So, giving the right recognition, I think we will be one of the top continents in this world.
Definitely. So I agree perfectly with you. You've said it all, but you still need to add that we have everything in Africa. Coming from that angle, we have DR Congo, a country well known with what should I say, the African the country that has the most natural resources in Africa, but yet the country has always been under fights and here up and down. And that's a problem that today we the youth were supposed to look deep into this. Why should we always try to to shut down the voice of those who can do greater? And we have seen now a perfect example of Ibrahim Traore who is coming, and I still believe that if we are all united and put our voice to this man and follow the road map that this man is putting in front of us, we're going to go far. There's nothing hard to we can achieve it, okay? Because for those who did that in advanced countries, they were not they were not angels, they were just human beings like us, just who have great ideas. And today we have people who have ideas, but those ideas are not allowed to go far. And that is where we come in today to say, okay, it's high time for us, not only to say, okay, yes, but to actually allow these great ideas to push far. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so Odinga, that I also know of, like Charles, you were saying, is somebody who is known for political reforms, or like he's somebody who champions democracy. Yeah, so like I said, I learned a lot from him, because when I started following politics and African politics, okay, I got to realize that almost every Kenyan elections, his name appears on the ballot. Every Kenyan elections, to the best of my ability. Okay, so let's say I actually got into serious politics, okay, somewhere 2000. Okay, when I entered into secondary school, that's when I actually entered into politics. And since then, till his death, all right, Odinga's name would always appear when it comes to elections in Kenya.
Wow.
Other people will give up, okay, and step aside and maybe feel that, okay, their dreams are not being met. But Odinga would always be on the ballot box. If I'm not mistaken, he has contested over 5 elections in Kenya. And he doesn't give up.
Yes.
He hasn't given up.
To succeed in life requires that you are persistent and consistent.
Yeah.
Okay. One failure should not determine your success.
Definitely.
If you have, that's why earlier on I indicated that if you have life, you have hope. Because from the look of things, if life or good health was on his side, he would have contested again, and I think this time around the Kenyan people would have given him the nod. But as that may be, whatever it is, we need to give thanks to God, okay, and wish the family our deepest condolence, and hope that in the next few days a new brand of Odinga will crop up so that you push the agenda of the late Raila Odinga.
That's good. Like I said to my listeners and viewers, today we are just doing kind of a quick one because I'm just sitting in for Mr. Otabel. So it's just going to be very quick. We'll be ending the show in the next 10 minutes to give way to my younger brother, DJ Junior, to have the space. And I will say that, hey, stay tuned and see the wonders he has to give you. Already, he's a renowned DJ in Europe that we all know. And he's here with us always every Friday evening at 9, I think, till you drop. In fact, it is till you drop, okay? He's always here to give you all the good Afrobeat music that you can think of, okay? So he'll be joining us soon. But in wrapping up, you guys, let's just touch on the issues of the military takeover. Yeah. Then we'll pause it next week, that we can dive deep into it. Because I personally feels that military takeovers hasn't helped the African continent so much. And I'm using a Ghana as my country, and I'm using the word a Ghana or the phrase a Ghana to qualify it as my country, how military takeovers have shortchanged the progress of the country. I know of Nigeria too, how that has also affected Nigeria so much. As of today. They come in as the saints, but when you trace the history, they are those who even loot the country more. So, Raul, what is your opinion on that? Just some bullet points, then we can
some few points to know that, this is the, should we say, this is the second most significant coup in Madagascar in the modern times, because in 2009 there was one when
in 2009
and 2009 yes, there was one where actually the president, I forgot his name, he came into power. It was through a coup, yes, and this is the second most important one in Madagascar. Wow. So this I don't know, we should call it a new hope for the Malagasyans, but we don't know yet. So to me, this happened at a time where really the people from Madagascar needed it because of the corruption in the country. Something to, first of all, we need to underline, and also there were actually nothing working in the country like infrastructures and so many other stuff. And then, of course, there are a lot to say about it, but for now, let me just go on the surface.
That's fine. Charles, what is your opinion?
My opinion, I am an ardent supporter of democracy, and there is no day that I will support coup d'etats, irrespective of the reasons they ascribe to embarking on such coup d'etats. No matter what, I think there are better ways of resolving issues. So if the current government in Madagascar, the people think that they are is not performing creditably, I think they should have waited, because Madagascar is a democratic nation. They should have waited patiently, and a time will come they will have the opportunity to vote that president out. Because if we continue to ascribe reasons why military takeover should or is okay, then problems don't end. Every day you have different problems at hand. So meaning anytime there is a problem at hand, the military should intervene. I don't think that should be the way forward. I think once democracy has come to stay, to be an avenue for which everybody can air his or her views, I think that should be the way to go. So in going forward, I will urge all leaders to adhere to peaceful processes of resolving issues rather than military takeovers.
That's fine. Did you hear that? We should rather resolve in what? A democratic way of resolving issues in our country rather than military takeovers. But yes, others would not subscribe to your opinion. Others will always say that they want it so, because a lot of people are hailing Toure today. But remember, he also came in through the coup d'etat.
Yes.
So, like I said, Charles, today is not for discussion. Today is not for discussion anyway. Today is not for discussion. We'll do that at the appropriate time. Yeah, so once again, I would want to just say thank you to my producer, Johnny Amoakon, the Superman. I'll say to my CEO, Mr. Desmond, who is currently in Ghana, and we hope to see you soon. My director, Dr. Amatamaklo, and the rest of the team. And hey, Mr. Otabo, wherever you are, please come take the seat. I think it's too hot for me these days. I don't know. Yes, like I said, Junior is coming to take over. You stay tuned. And I'm always around the corner, okay? But I think what I want to announce here is that you will find me on a different show, which is on the spot, which mostly we said is a new program that we have brought in place, where we don't normally have a particular day or time. Anytime the issues come up, then we jump in to host it. So more or less like a breaking news kind of a program. But some are pre-planned, so we don't want to use the breaking. But we'll always have a show at any point in time. That you will see me in. But then, this show currently, next Friday, you'll be seeing Mr. Otabel sitting on this seat to give you the best of politics you can get. So I would always say, and you know I will always say this, okay, my guests, you are my angels, all right? Then my audience are my super people. Without them, there is no show. So once again, to my audience and viewers, I will say that God bless you. And thank you so much for always subscribing, commenting, and being with us through these trying times. We'll see you next week. And it will be a very good and also a sad note to say a bye-bye.